Hey man, y'all know one thing I'm gonna do on this channel, and that's keep it real, whether or not it jives with one of my opinions or not, bruh. And I gotta say, after watching the film, man, Donovan Wilson was out there selling Trevon Diggs. And while I don't believe that Trevon Diggs is fully healthy, when I saw him have to chase down Malik Neighbors, you could tell that knee, his body is just not quite there yet. Bro, Donovan Wilson did not do his teammate any justice here. And it was worse than you think on film, y'all. Let's go ahead and take a look, and be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content just like this on the regular. Dono, you got to do better, brother. This is not to put you down. This is just to put a spotlight on what went wrong with our team because we fans of the team. That's it, bro. Let's get it. Man, shut your up. All right, so the first thing I want to show y'all, bro, this is the first scoring play. This is the first touchdown to Malik Neighbors, the long bomb. And upon first glance, to the untrained eye, you'll be looking at this and you'll be like, damn, Trevon Diggs got absolutely burned on this route. What was Diggs out there doing? That's the easy thing to say, and I would get it. I understand. But when you actually see what happened, man, it tells a completely different story. Now, I'm going to show y'all what kind of look we're in right here. We're in a cover 6 out of a nickel. I say the nickel's on clear on the field right here. Reddy Stewart, he's right here. This is a cover 6. So essentially what you're going to be getting is you're going to be getting kind of like a cover 4 look on to the offensive strength side of the field. So the side of the field that got more kind of real estate to deal with, you're going to see kind of a cover 4 look over here. You're going to see a cover 2 look on the other side of the field, and the linebackers are going to kind of cloud the middle, and they're going to kind of shade towards the cover 2 look, the weak side. But look at this, bro. Look at this. Trevon Diggs clearly indicates that he's covering the flat in this kind of a zone look right here. This is almost like a match cover 6, essentially. He's going to be covering the flat, and what he's supposed to do is carry his receiver, carry the guy that's within his zone up into the next area of the field, the next part of the field to where it's the next guy's responsibility. And the next guy should be kind of seeing what's happening and playing his zone, but not letting anybody get over the top because it's a cover 2 look, which means you have a deep safety over the top, bro. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. So you got 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers in the game. You playing a nickel, got Reddy over here. And then now you got a corner over here playing about, man, this is what? About 8 yards off the ball, almost 9 yards off the ball. So you got Kyer Elam playing 9 yards off the ball over here, right? So he's essentially going to be defending this little boundary shot right here towards the sideline. And then you also are going to have Malik Hooker over the top as well. He's going to be defending that deep pass. And then you're going to have Reddy Stewart right here, and he's essentially going to be defending this whole shot in between the numbers and the hashes. Look at how this play develops on Malik Neighbors' side of the ball, though. And this is how you can kind of tell what's going on this coverage and with the responsibilities. Trevon Diggs is instantly going to give inside leverage to Malik Neighbors because he doesn't want Malik Neighbors to get on the outside because that's going to be his responsibility. That flat area is his responsibility, but he's kind of playing a match look. So he's going to carry Malik up the field a little bit. Now, at this point, Donovan Wilson still has eyes in the backfield. He's still looking at Russell Wilson. He needs to be paying attention to the route that's developing on this side of the field as well. You can't just have your eyes on the quarterback the whole time. That's how you see quarterbacks manipulate safeties, and you see a guy kind of looking safeties off because the safety has his eyes in the backfield too much, and he doesn't have enough field awareness of what's happening. So at this point, everyone is kind of dropped into their zones. They're doing exactly kind of what we told you're going to do. Trevon Diggs is doing what he's supposed to do. He's covering the flat, but he's also giving inside leverage, so he's pushing Malik back towards where coverage is, right? He's pushing Malik back towards what coverage is, but he's over the top of Malik as well. So Malik won't be able to really beat him even if he tried to get a nice little out route or something out here. Diggs is in position to where he will be over the top of that, right? But he's carried him out of that flat zone, and he's the only person really going to have to be right there. And then you see Kenneth Murray reacting to Scatterboo, right? Scatterboo's kind of starting to release out of the backfield. That's why Kenneth Murray is starting to kind of carry over onto that side of the field. So everyone right now is on point. Now, you see, if you actually take a look at this, outside of Kyer Elam giving way too much, he's giving way too much cushion. I don't like the way he's playing this because his hips are turned the wrong way. He's turned the wrong direction right now. He needs to kind of be more in a phase to where he can make a play on the receiver, because right now he would have to turn his body around to even make a play on this. So this receiver could easily get some yards right here on the out, but it would be a difficult pass because it's to the far side of the field. So that's not something I think Russell Wilson would try to do, because Kyer may be able to make up that ground. So everyone they're in the right positioning. They're in the right positioning except for Donovan Wilson, because now in this frame, you clearly see Malik Neighbors. He's about to go deep. He's coming towards your zone. Regardless of how you're looking at it, at this point, Donovan Wilson, you're playing that cover 2, so you're playing that deep safety over here. He's coming into your zone. At this point, you should be driving towards Malik Neighbors. You should be trying to catch the angle to where you're staying over the top of this route. Whatever route he's trying to run, you should be trying to drive towards Malik to stay over the top of this route. He's still flat-footed, not doing anything. Let it play a little bit. Boom. Still flat-footed. At this point, Russell Wilson is ready to make a decision. Malik Neighbors has passed Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson can't possibly recover from this anymore. I don't know what he was looking at. I don't know how he didn't see Malik Neighbors running down the field. He sold Trevon Diggs right here because he really, really left Diggs out to dry right here, bro. This is nasty, nasty work right here, low-key, because Diggs just carried Malik, and I kind of feel like Diggs kept carrying him because he saw that Dono wasn't reacting to it. Because if you bag this up a little bit, right, look, Diggs, boom. Now he looks. He's looking. Now at this point, Diggs has eyes. He's turned his head. He carried Malik a little bit, carried him maybe about, 6-7 yards. And then he turned his head to look at Malik because he had his eyes back towards Russell Wilson, which is also letting you know he's in the zone look, but he's also kind of carrying Malik again because it's kind of like a match zone. But look, eyes on Russell Wilson, eyes on Russell Wilson, eyes on Russell Wilson. This is Trevon. Eyes on Russell Wilson. Still eyes on Russell Wilson. Zone, bruh. Still eyes on Russell Wilson. But he's carrying Malik up the field. Carrying him, ushering him supposedly into Donovan's zone. Donovan is going back away from the play. Donovan started going back away from the play, probably because he's sitting here looking at Russell Wilson. Because look at where Russell Wilson's looking. Russell Wilson is looking on the right side of the field. He's looking towards all this trash over here where there's 4 Cowboys jerseys. He better not make this play. And then you got Malik Hooker essentially free right here. You got these 2 receivers that run right into each other. They run 2 defenders right into each other's area. He's not going to throw that. And then again, this is a far throw. It looks like it will be wide open, but if you look at that, it's to the far side of the field. It will give Kyer time to break on that ball and make a play, depending if he could get his body oriented. Because I don't know if I like the technique he's playing with right here. That kind of, I don't know about that, bro. Especially with the outside release that this receiver took. Don't know about that decision on the technique. But look at where Donovan Wilson's looking. Russell Wilson's looking to the right side. Dono's looking at Russell Wilson. That makes Dono cheat back towards the inside of the field. Now he's completely out of position to make this play. At this point, Russell Wilson done killed Dono. He's food. He's killed Dono at this point. Malik is running past him. Trevon looked back inside because remember, he was looking at Russell all the way through. As he's carrying Malik, he's still looking at, he's not looking at Malik Neighbors he's keeping everything in front of him. He's looking at Russell Wilson. Now he's like looking, where the hell is Donovan Wilson at? Right now, I guarantee you Trevon is thinking, where the hell is Donovan Wilson at? Because Dono cheated back inside for no reason, because that's not your play to make. That is not your half of the field, bro. Not in this look. This is a split safety look, meaning you have responsibility for that side of the field where Trevon is. That's where your help is supposed to be at, bro. Dono, if he was playing this properly, his positioning, he literally probably should have been on the numbers, on the line of where the numbers are. That's where his positioning should have been, and this throw wouldn't have been able to be made by Russell Wilson, and he would have had to put some touch on it to kind of freak it out a little bit, and maybe Trevon has a chance to make a play on it from underneath. Dono sold Trevon right here. And this play, honestly, when you're looking at it and you don't have a clear view of the field, it makes Trevon look really bad. Because now Diggs is trying to make up for it. No way he's going to catch up with him. And it's food. And Diggs still was able to make a play. So I got to say, I apologize, Trevon. I apologize. That one play right there, man. That one play right there shows you everything you need to know about what was happening in that game, because all the rest of the plays look just like that. This is the one to Wan'Dale Robinson right here. This is the one to Wan'Dale Robinson. So, again, now you have Dono playing the single high safety, meaning he's going to be solely responsible for any deep shots. Any deep shots, especially towards the middle of the field. Remember what I just said, especially towards the middle of the field. He's going to be responsible for any deep shots. Trevon right now is already trying to communicate with Donovan Wilson. He's already trying to communicate with him. Hey, man, you need to be on the lookout. They're probably about to take a shot here. Let's see how this play plays out. Let's see who all they send, who doesn't, who drops back. All right, so boom. The guy that was lined up over center drops back. Looks like they sent 4. Yep, looks like they sent 4. Again, kind of the same type of look that we saw on that last play. A little bit of a variation in this flipped as far as the sides of the field that it's on, but same type of play we just saw. So you see Diggs once again. Trevon Diggs trying to make up for Donovan Wilson's BS. I told you, we don't have to do much film study. We have to understand that guys were playing out of position, and I don't know what Donovan Wilson was doing back there. Let's take a look at this. How did the receiver get over the top of him that quick? Because it's a deep safety. That's your one job, is not to let anybody get over the top of you. That's because he got stuck either looking at Russ or he got stuck looking at the guy that had 2 men on him already. Because Reddy Stewart is right there. Stewart's right there. He's going to drop back into his zone, kind of a match zone. So he passes and he's passing him off right here. Passing him off. Jack Sanborn's going to be right there now. Now you see Donovan Wilson. He had eyes on the guy that looks like the tight end the whole time. Never looked on the outside at all. Never looked at any of these guys on the outside, bro. Trevon is trying to communicate with him. Hey, look. Dono should have had over-the-top responsibility. Trevon, that's not his responsibility for real. Now, he reacted to this because he saw it, so he's trying to make a play on it. But again, Donovan Wilson, what were you doing? When the ball is snapped, what is Dono doing? He's bullshitting. He's not paying attention to everything that's going on. He's not surveying the field. Again, you can't have your eyes just locked on the quarterback, bro. You got to be able to almost do the same thing. You playing a safety, you almost got to be able to do the same thing the quarterback is doing and be able to scan the field real quick, scan everything. That's the benefit of playing so far back, is you get to see the whole picture as it's developing. And now you got to react to that based off of your responsibility within that play. And I can tell you one thing. I know for a fact your responsibility was not to let anybody get over the top. Couldn't have been to let anybody get over the top. Couldn't have been. How are you the deep safety and you let the guys get over the top of you, man? I don't care if that's not his strength. You can't play starting safety in the NFL if you can't do stuff like this. No one else was going deep, even close to your real estate. So all you're supposed to do is make sure that guy that you are seeing running straight down the field, bro, just stay over the top of him. And if they make a play on the other side of the field, they made a play on the other side of the field. Now, right here, this is the 3rd touchdown, y'all. Y'all don't even have to see the beginning of the play. I want y'all to see the difference in the positioning of Malik Hooker and Reddy Stewart versus the positioning of Donovan Wilson. Look at the positioning of Malik Hooker and Reddy Stewart versus the positioning of Donovan Wilson. Both of those guys are ready and prepared to go upfield. They're ready and prepared. Their hips are already turned. They're ready to prepare. Donovan Wilson is literally still looking in the backfield. He's the only guy that still has his head turned towards the backfield right here. Let's see how the play turns out. So he watches Russell Wilson release the ball, and somehow Donovan Wilson sells out Kyer Elam. He allows a guy to get deep over the top of the deep safety. Y'all don't have to see none of the rest of that play. Once again, look at this and think about everything else I just pointed out. Look at this. This is clearly a zone look. This is essentially like a cover 4 out of the nickel right here, man. Everybody's dropping back into like a deep zone right here. This is a cover 4 look. How do you allow somebody to get over the top of you if you're the split safety over on the left side of the field? How do you allow somebody to get over the top of you in a cover 4 look? How does that happen, bro? How does that happen? This is a cover 4. As soon as the ball is hiked, he's dropping back to his zone. Kyer's dropping back to his zone. Once again, he's looking over. He's probably thinking the same thing Diggs was thinking. He's looking over at Donovan Wilson, still flat-footed, still with his hip turns completely towards the line of scrimmage, not ready to carry any type of route upfield, not ready to stay over the top of anything. He's looking back inside now because he was also looking back as he backpedaling, looking back in the backfield. Then he's like, okay, my receiver's here. Let me cover his ass and let me carry him into the next zone. Let me carry him to where my help is, right? Help ain't coming. Help is flat-footed. Help is late. Burnt toast. Made Kyer Elam get burnt toast. Again, what's supposed to happen on that coverage is Donovan Wilson is supposed to be over the top. Kyer's supposed to be able to be underneath. And at that point, if Malik can make a catch with a guy over the top and a guy underneath, then bravo. Dono. Those are only plays y'all need to see what was going on with our secondary in that game. That was the only plays y'all need to see. Now, nobody really played well. For real. Russell Wilson also had 500 yards. So it wasn't just those plays. But damn, those plays are good indications as to what happened. Guys were just playing the coverage improperly. I don't know if that's instincts. I don't know if that's something that's teachable, or I don't know if that's something that Donovan Wilson even has the capability of doing, because at this point, he's kind of shown that maybe he does. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. I could be completely wrong. I am not a paid professional. I'm not a coach on anybody's team, so I could be completely wrong about what I saw. Y'all let me know in the comments below how you think I did on this one, bro. I think I was seeing exactly what the hell I thought I was seeing. And Dono, you sold your boys. You sold your boys, man. How? Bah! Them Cowboys.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.